So moving next, now we have, I want to welcome Tina. Tina is a technical executive leader, TSC co-chair, Akraino ARM Foundation, Palo Alto, California, United States. Tina is an enterprise architect at ARM and co-chair of the technical steering committee for the Akraino Edge stack. She has been keynote speaker in several LF, LFN, LFEdge events and got her Silicon Valley Engineering Award for Hall of Fame. With 60 plus patents, 36 papers, she led Huawei for 16 years before joining Philips, and now with ARM for last 5 years. Her sincere efforts has helped LF to build bridges across the globe, and we certainly want her to be part of India too. She is a guru herself and develops courses for LF and India's faculty development program. Is honored to have her deliver the keynote at PMMNTT 2021. Thanks, Tina, for joining us today. Over to you. Yeah, Tina, you are mute. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Tina, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you try now? Yeah, can you try now? Because maybe
now, yeah, now it works. It was disabled. Yeah. Okay, let me share my screen. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Click the display mode. You can see the display mode.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. This is Tina Zhou. And today I'm very happy to be here to share with you all my understanding, experience, lessons with the Akraino. Thank you for APIC has already introduced about LFN and EALTEdge. Akraino is one of the EALTEdge projects. Myself as TSC chair, yes, I have been co-chair for 2 years. Now I have been chair for 1 year. The new election will be in August. Well, we hope more people to stand up to say, hey, I want to be the TSC chair or I want to be TSC members. Okay. All right. It says my screen sharing is paused.
Oh, can you check it?
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool. So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the EALTEdge overview, momentum and news relevant to Akraino from the Akraino point of view, and also the Akraino background and R4 summary and R5 forecast. R4 was announced in, February 25th, and R5, our target date is August 25th. So I will also talk about the details of R4 blueprints and use cases and some commercial ecosystem adoption details. Okay. So here is the overview. Let's see myself. Okay. And momentum EALTEdge. So as RP said, the Unified Edge framework is the foundation of the EALTEdge. You can see all the way from the user edge, including the smart device edge, we have blueprint, and we have a blueprint across all the different kinds of edge, from user edge to service provider edge, from dedicated to shared, from operated to IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Yeah. And this about all the EALTEdge projects, you can see there's a long line for Akraino. It covers all the way from here to here. And Akraino is at the stage 3, which is impact project. So all the other blueprint, all the other projects like EdgeX Foundry, Fledge, Eve, they have corresponding integrated blueprint in Akraino. And also, we try to work with HomeEdge and SDO, and Beto is going to propose a new blueprint this month. And we have several blueprints like KNI trying to integrate the Open Horizon. From the end-to-end context point of view, this is a deployment-ready open source use cases. you can see here, we have to put Akraino here together with like Edge Foundry, ONAP. It's more like a glue to do the integration, test it, validation, and ready for deployment. This is a more detailed explanation how this deployment ready is. You see, from the IoT, Akraino has blueprint called the IoT Smart Device Edge, Integrated Flash and Eve here. And also the other IoT like EALTEdge, Lightweight IoT Gateway, and UCPE, Integrated Edge Foundry, like building the automation for water, smart city for retail. We have several blueprints like Cassini from Edge to from the infrastructure, from the edge to the infrastructure. And also like the EALTEdge, the lightweight enterprise edge, all deal with these things. So Telco Edge blueprints, there are like many like radio edge cloud, network cloud, and vertical edge application blueprints like connected vehicle, AR, VR classroom, and the enterprise edge cloud automation blueprints like ICM, private LTE, 5G, and the KNI provider access edge and industry edge. And also we have anomaly detection and surveillance like the security monitoring blueprints. This is about the EALTEdge summary. I believe Arpit has already introduced this. So Akraino project is at stage 3, and also the like 85% of the premium members, they are very active participating in Akraino. And I know Wiper is from India. There are more other companies who are not the premium members, but they also located headquarters in India, like Arton, yeah. They participating in Akraino. So I would introduce more the contribution developers from India or from the country India, and a lot of people work in the States that they are originally from India. EALTEdge accelerating the community collaboration. You can see there were like 25 more new members increase. I believe API has already showed this data to you. And there were like more than 30 Akraino blueprints in development. Like most of them are either already in deployment or being deployed or has a business plan for deployment. So this has the very high growth curve. You can see from here, unifying the Edge framework and lifecycle management. Cool. Akraino Release 4 was available since February 25th. We got enables the Kubernetes across multiple edge, integrates across ORAN, Magma, and more. There were 7 Akraino R4 blueprints, which are new, and total 25 participants in Release 4, because this a lot of blueprints just enhancement. They were created half a year ago or 1 year, 2 years ago. So Akraino is Kubernetes ready, and Kubernetes enabled blueprints across 4 different edge segments like industry IoT, machine learning, telco, and public cloud. There are new and updated blueprints like also targeting machine learning, connected vehicles, telco edge, enterprise, AI, and more. So in this case, I'm going to show you in one picture how the R4 blueprint located in different segments of the end-to-end spectrum. So starting from the microMAC, this is how the Finland government, they built the smartest 5G road. And from the microMAC, the little box and the LiPo, it creates the software stack you download. You run on the little box and the LiPo. It can prevent the, for example, the collection of the reindeer, well, before Christmas. And also you can see, get forecast for the weather, like icy road, those things. For the IoT predictive maintenance, as I said, it's integration of Eve, also the Fletch. So it has the predictive maintenance, like if the temperature and the industry in the factory raise up above the certain degree, it will just inform and turn it off and do some actions. I think it's backed up by GCP, and also GA is their customer. And the IEC Type 1 is the little board, the small board. It can be plugging into any IoT gateways. The EALTEdge IoT gateway UCPE has been used in many other telcos, the tier 1 telcos globally, like the IoT gateway and UCPE. It just provided the software. Now the good thing is the different blueprints, they share something, like EALTEdge and the 5G Mac EALTEdge Enterprise. They share the same Edge Gallery, which is the app store for edge computing, and also share most of the software framework and platform architecture. So the 5G Mac cloud gaming has been like, it's more like a B2B2C, like the China Mobile, China Unicom, they give the B2B like a slice, like a Mac to Tencent. And Tencent use this slide to do the slice cloud gaming, HD video, or live streaming for their B2C customers. And also the telco appliance, like it's a blueprint family, include the RuralEdge cloud like RAC, and the AI Edge security, autonomous vehicle, federated learning. AI Edge is a big blueprint family. Currently, there are 3 blueprints under it. I was talking about this. The security one has been deployed by Baidu. Autonomous vehicle has been also deployed by Baidu and the other companies. Federated learning is deployed by WeBank. And the ICN has 3 blueprints on the ICN blueprint family. One of them, Api mentioned, was private LTE 5G, the integrated Magma. And the ICN has the customers, has the field trial from Verizon and RuralEdge. Here is the connected vehicle has been deployed in Tencent and Dongfeng Mobile Group. The IEC Type 2 is more for edge server. Type 3 is for Android Cloud native application. Type 4 is AR, VR, and Type 5 is SmartNIC. And recently, the DPU and the infrastructure PU process unit. Network Cloud family has like around 7 blueprints under it, like Tencent Fabric, Unicycle, OBS DPDK, those things. And the public cloud edge interface, and it has a lot of top operators like AT&T, Verizon, a third-party cloud provider like Akraino, and the top cloud providers like AWS, GCP, and Azure. Microsoft Azure all participate in this. They have already provided versions of for Azure, and this release 5 is working on the AWS, and already had the version, and the next one is GCP. KubeEdge, this is a very good example how they integrated the KubeEdge from CNCF and have this ETC use case, which has deployment in the highway for electronic toll collection. And the KNI provide the access edge, PAE, and industry edge. It's more like how to leverage, integrate the OpenShift. I think it's a very good software stack, widely used. So this is about Akraino R4 blueprints. The blue ones are the new one compared to R1, R2, R3. So the green one are already existing there, and R4 just do the enhancement. Even the enhancement is a lot of work. So for R4, I would like to highlight some of the contributions directly from India. I mean, the developers or deployers are located in India, like EALTEdge, IoT Gateway, UCPE. Every meeting I see a lot of companies are participating. I can only remember Huawei, but I know there were many other companies. I think that there is really good industry environment in India. I can name all the names of those startup companies or those companies, but if anyone, you are on the call, just say your name here or type your name here. And for the 5G Mac Enterprise, yes, I know Huawei was there. And for the connected vehicle, I see Pasa Labs is a great contributor for this. And for the ICM private 5G, I see, oh, Wipro, I forgot Wipro's name. Wipro's there, and the other companies like Rebecca, and IEC Type 2, Type 5. Yes, the company, I think GoPaddle was there. They are all committers. And Network Cloud Family, I see like maybe the other companies I see, they work for with AT&T and Juniper. I just can't name all of them. For the future blueprint, that means RISC-V and beyond, we see more names, more companies from India. Besides Reliance Geo and Pasa Labs, Huawei, Rebecca, we have GoPaddle. They have recently have the mini Kubernetes integrated to IEC Type 2, already merged code. And KubeEdge, they're working on this Cassini, smart city and software-defined camera. And Archon, they are working with the evolvement of RuralEdge Cloud, which is leveraging the ORAN and their solutions. So I'm really proud of the community from India. And also I will especially raise this Tammy COVID-19 RuralEdge. I think they are heroes. Those, I think, like 3 to 5 developers working for this blueprint, themselves working because COVID, they work in the rural area. This blueprint is to provide the connectivities and to provide the RuralEdge so we can fight with COVID-19. And those developers, some of them got COVID. I hope that they are recovering soon. And really, we work very hard, but we still cannot catch up the speed of the spread of COVID. I hope the situation got control and all our developers are back to normal, back to life, and we can continue make this really to the something more meaningful to the real life. Yeah. Big thank you to India community and developers. So I would like to dive into the next level of detail for the Akraino, the new intelligent edge. So Akraino delivering a full functional edge solutions. We have more than 30 blueprints and gain the community support. It's deployable edge solutions are now globally adopted in commercial solutions to address several edge use cases. Akraino hosts the community lab in New Hampshire University and multiple user labs, like in AWS, in Azure, in Tencent Cloud, in Intel, Huawei, or Huawei Cloud, and Red Hat, many other user labs. They are all connected. As long as you can push the CD lock to Nexus 3, you're done. And Akraino delivered full functional new blueprints. So in R3 to R4, we have like a 5G Mac, EALTEdge, cloud gaming at the edge, and also created the framework for defining and standardize the API. Also, there were many tools you can automate the blueprint validations. Like today, we have done the great work to automate the VAS, Linux, and KubeHunter, which are the security scanning. So as Abhi said, he feels open source project is also very secure. It's because we have a very strict criteria for the scanning of your code from all perspectives. And Akraino community has participated in several industry outreach events like ONES and those like Telecom. So we have our member companies bring the topics relevant to the blueprint or the future projects to those events. Okay, so this shows the robust community contribution there. So it's deployable and fully functional edge stack for use cases across IoT, Telco 5G core, and vRAN, like SD-WAN, carrier edge media processing. As I said, more than 40 companies are engaged across the globe. 80% or 85% today of EALTEdge premium members are active in Akraino. So this is more like the pie figure. You can see the commit percentage by organizations and line changed percentage by organizations. There were more like 242 unique contributors from 70 organizations. In the top 10 the orgs, you can see whether your companies are listed here. This is not the latest one. This is the 2024 year, where we can wait for, if we have the half a year data, we can share later. And we wait for the full year 2021, who is the winner, the champion of the contribution. And I talk about Akraino blueprints a lot. And what is an Akraino blueprint? It's more like how you make a car. You have the blueprint family, which like the car family, like a Jeep. And you have the GMC Denali, or you can have the Range Rover. They are all blueprints. They're the certain type of car. For this car, I have this use case, like the use case is for the timing COVID-19, and it's fully CI/CD. You have the Jenkins, you have the push the log to Nexus 3 server, and proven and tested by community. You have to go through the API, the certification. You have to go through the documentation, have to go through the security certification, and also has the community life cycle support, and which product produce the production quality. And in this case, we have more than 30 blueprints which are deployable. Yeah. Then what's next in Akraino for the second half of this year? The new blueprint, as I said, the RuralEdge for timing COVID-19, it's mainly designed for the rural area in India. And we hope our developers recover soon so we can continue the work to catch the release 5, to catch the release 5 target date. So we have also contributors from the US, from Amazon, and from AT&T. And I think very good, but our key developers, they are really located in India. The companies are not saying work back to the office yet. And the IoT area, there is a project Cassini, IoT and Infrastructure Edge, has the smart city and the software-defined camera, 2 use cases. And we're gonna align the public cloud edge interface with SDOs, like the MEF, LSO, and we're gonna talk in ETIMAC, and also the GSMA OP. And rack fully assembled and tested. We're working with both the Archon team and also the old rack team, and also the Blue Vault team to try to see how to fulfill the requirements for ORAN. And also we already published API white papers, and we are defining the platform security architectures and apply them to the blueprints, and enhance the functionalities and automation of edge workload, which is cloud native, and improvement of the release process, CI/CD, and future further collaboration with the other EALTEdge blueprints projects like Beto and the others. Cool. EALTEdge which bringing the edge initiative together, IoT, telco, cloud, and enterprise. So I'm gonna show you some of the details. It's not detail, it's just like a highlight of the blueprints. So PCEI, this is one I really recommend you to join. You can just talk to the top telcos or the top hyperscalers. They were at a call weekly. They drew in the whiteboard. It's very entertaining and very exciting discussion. So the purpose of this blueprint is to specify a set of open APIs and orchestration functionalities for enable the multi-domain interworking across the functional domains that provide edge capability applications and require collaboration between the mobile edge and the public cloud core and edge. So the 3PE means third-party edge app, and public cloud edge app, and public cloud core. So you can think about this could be the AWS Greengrass, or this could be like Azure EALTEdge, and this could be Akraino's Tinkerbell, right? The use cases and applications include more like Enco. So this Enco is originally from ONAP, so we use it, integrated. So far, we deployed Azure EALTEdge Cloud Native PCE app and the Greengrass Core PCE app, and deployment of PCEI Location API app, which is using the PCEI Location API Helm charts provided by Akraino PCEI Blueprint. For this one, it's based on the EALTEdge Location API spec. That's why we work with EALTEdge very well. And also simulated the IoT client code for the end-to-end validation. This is for release 4. We have more, a lot of progress for release 5, and already developed one more blueprint under this family. So PCEI has the same name as PCEI Blueprint family. There's another one called Federated NIC cloud platform, which is more using KubeEdge as a basis. Okay. Another new one from release 4 is, as I said, predictive maintenance with a thermal imaging hammer, vibration sensors, etc. They can use the IoT gateway here, could be like for Nextcom, either x86 based or ARM based, and you run Eve as an operating system here. Then you integrate a Fledge in the container. The Fledge is more like a data control, data management. So in this case, we can do the hazards monitoring, like people detection in a hazardous area. So you can see the features here. Eve OS, not only as the operating system, it can provide remote management, zero trust security, both from the physical and software layers. And besides that, the AI models, which I also want to highlight, has the real-time data capture and cleansing at the device edge. The other one is the AI Edge Federated Machine Learning Application Edge. This is also new from the release 4. You can see it provides a federated learning platform that trains the machine learning algorithm across edge devices without sharing the data that make the models. So we have 2 summits every year, one in March, one in September. In the September one, WeBank colleagues, they show us very interesting. You can see somebody enter the warehouse. You can tell the goods goes in and out of the warehouse. You can calculate whether it matches the actual inventory. So you can tell whether somebody steal anything from the warehouse and whether this person is a bad guy, and we can catch him. So it used fate as the first unsupervised learning algorithm, the hetero k-means. And we also add the data split module and add the data statistic module, and also add the PSI module for computing population stability index. So this is really an exciting platform they built, not only for WeBank for the finance case, also for the AIoT cases. This is the KubeEdge services. As I said, they said they have been used for smart road, cold chain, logistics, smart buildings. But I think the most famous, the first use cases deployment was the ETC in the highway. This is very promising. And you can see the KubeEdge managed application has these features. They do the first release focus on the machine learning inference offloading use cases. And the machine learning offloading to the edge server, the cloud does training, the edge does inference, and the device collaborates. So it's more like compared to K3S, it's more has the whole architecture with cloud and edge. So this is K&I. For industry edge, this is new because before they have the PAE, the provide access edge. This one, why it is new? It's used for the manufacturing. The features include managing the edge computing clusters. You can see the GitOps based application deployment with the Argo CD. You guys might probably familiar with that. They use the Kafka MQ strings and the mirror marker here, not the RabbitQ or RocketQ. The machine learning as a data scientist with a Jupyter notebook. So if you're familiar with the Red Hat, the technologies, this is everything, you know. So the use case is more like the machine inference-based anomaly detection. So, but the other one is called PAE. It has been endorsed by the Open Air Interface. Yeah, we have a blog on that. The EALTeDge, the autonomous vehicle. So this use case is about the autonomous vehicle valley parking. So, but for release 5, they are working on something like autonomous cargo from the, it's for the baggage in the airport. I think this is very practical, has the meaning of in our real life. And they use the outerworld.auto as their upstream components. So you can see here is that it has the starting and testing the behavior planner, global planner, etc. So we also have very good relationship with the AutoWare. So I like this blueprint a lot. Just for disclaimer, this is autonomous driving. It's not self-driving. Well, I know these days, especially this week, there was a big debate what autonomous, what self-driving is. Okay. The private LTE 5G ICN, I think this was shown in Api's presentation about the super 5G the 5G super blueprint. Yeah. So the purpose is to create an EPC 5G in a box to enable the enterprises and operators to deploy LTE 5G, and can be used for manufacturing, retail, farming, and mining. I think mining is really great. I have already seen some of the mining cases in China. This is amazing. The good thing is they use OSS, such like Free 5GC and Magma. And you can see here is the private LTE 5G, I think blueprint, Magma integration, MVP plan. They're all from before. You can, so we kind of discussed this earlier. You can see the first step, we installed the KubeRefer 1 and 2 here, and then installed ONAP and ENCO. Actually, ENCO is part of ONAP, yeah, but they probably use the ENCO Prime version from the ANA networks. And then I don't know, ANA networks is based on US or India, but I see a lot of Indian colleagues. and register the KubeEdge 2 with the ONAP and plus MCO. Then we onboard the CNF 1 and 2 and VNF 1. So I see somebody asked the questions to RP earlier, and this is just give you an example how we use CNF, VNF all together, and create number 5. We create the network service with XNFs, could be CNF via VNF, and deploy the network service, any services you define, and register AWG with Magma orchestrator here. You can see and manually configure AWG and run the UE or Gnode B tests. So this is the whole Kubernetes plus openness with the CUD infra orchestration. And the plan details include the Magma AWG 5G early implementation available, such as a VM like VNF, and also the Magma orchestrator early implementation available as a container. So we call it CNF. Look at this picture, the CNF here, CNF on top of this VNF. Next one. And the private LTE 5G IC team will orchestrate this two using ONAP. So that's why you see from here, ONAP will orchestrate CNF2 and CNF1 here. And the VNF1 is under the CNF1. Oops. The UE Gnode B emulator will also be orchestrated as a CNF if available in a containerized form. Yeah, if you have the Docker image, it works. So there are some of the R5 details, the new blueprint. You can see this is what I talk about RuralEdge. So RuralEdge, the target industry is healthcare, education in rural remote areas. The same thing, they participate in the fighting COVID-19 organized by MIT. Yeah, the competition, they won the champion. That's why they brought the code and the integration deployment here to have this blueprint. So the purpose is to features include the machine learning, audio, video enhancement using GAN. So not only just the for the COVID healthcare and also for the education. For the telehealth and LMS on the edge, control plan on the cloud, you can see it's more like an app. It can run on any infrastructure. The first case they are thinking about is the Wi-Fi. But I don't know how much Wi-Fi is available in the rural edge, especially in India. If yes, that would be great. Otherwise, we can consider, like, you see, we can consider the other the connectivities here, like the media plan close to customer site, such as the Mac servers in Telco central offices. They listed the 4 use cases here, but I think the most important so far is the second one, the telehealth, appointment scheduling, payment processing, and electronic health records. So only when this connectivity is provided, you should be able to get any prescription from the doctors. If the rural area, there's no COVID vaccine is available. Right? So now they use the Akraino KubeEdge and storage gateway and the video bridge and gateway as infrastructure layer. And the upper layers for this application layer is more like working with the Amazon colleagues there. This is about the smart city. So smart city, they are based in the field trial in China Unicom. The target industry include, the scope is wide, like autonomous driving and packet delivering, smart energy, like smart buildings, water and waste management, and public health and safety, emergency services, and smart buildings, smart retail, and logistics. However, for this release 5, they are focusing the AI use case, like the traffic management to reduce the congestion, monitor the vehicle violations. I think this. So if you want to have your own new blueprint or you participate in blueprint, for the first release, I will recommend that you just run very plan and minimum the stack and have a baby step and try to have the CI/CD. And then in the second release, you can start adding more features and improvement and enhancement. Yeah. And all the applications that can be managed remotely using the cloud native practices here. And I will also like to show you some existing R1, R2, R3, actually R4 blueprints. So this EALTEdge has a lot of participants from India. I just can name all the company names. I know Kamanja, Gaurav, Srini, yeah, there are more. So, and this, it belongs to the 5G MAC system, and EALTEdge provides a complete ecosystem for enterprise application on the lightweight 5G telco edge. So it has the use cases like a robot, like how you put the water bottle in a retail store and there's camera face on it. It can do the analysis and data statistics for like what kind of brand of the water is sold very well, is most popular, and is anybody to take this water bottle like a theft in the store, and many other cases, and also the machine vision on the campus network. Yes, I think, who was that? Pranash, probably you talk about the campus network issue. And this one I was gonna comment. This one is the campus network use cases. It has the centralized the processing using the wireless camera, the real-time response for detection feedback, provide the shared GPUs. And it also use like in the telco cloud, it has the MAC-M, the manager, and also this part are all the telco edge. So I think they have been deploying this in several tier 1 operators and also the enterprise use end users. It's because for the 5G use cases, I think enterprise use cases are more critical here. This one is the 5G MAC system. I talk about the B2B2C. This is the case. And I mentioned they can have the two green one is the Edge connector, Edge gateway. It's open source by Tencent as a hyperscaler. And this purple one, the UPF serving gateway and the mobile network exposed capability, this was provided by either China Mobile or China Unicom. So from the 5G providers. So in this case, you can see the edge connected, the edge connected is deployed in the cloud to enable the traffic offloading, subscribe the edge slice, and implement the application lifecycle management. The edge gateway is deployed close to the 4G, 5G network to perform the traffic steering, the local DNS service, and the traffic management, etc. So the use cases beside the 3-1 I mentioned, it also has the small deployment targeting MAC in access sites and enterprise. And for the media deployment, it's targeting MAC in the central office. So it's quite providing the different sizes. Micro MAC, as I said, it's building the smartest 5G road in Finland. They use the K3S container. Also, it runs on the OpenSUSE on top of OpenSUSE. So the microservices like Mach 11, TensorFlow, or Ruby sensors are considered as microservices. The use cases, besides the interesting one I mentioned, like the radio collection prevention, and the many provide the fixed installation as part of 5G and base station, enables the new services that leverage especially the low latency like AR/VR. So the EALTeDge school education video security monitoring, I think the key highlight part is the OTE. OTE, the green parts, are the over the edge stack, open source by Baidu. They already contributed to Akraino. And so this, they provide the whole IaaS layer, which has the Kata containers, Docker, provide the GPU. And the PaaS part could be like any hyperscaler, they have their own PaaS running on top of it. And through the OTE web, it can serve for their own applications or the open source applications. This one runs very well, has a deployment in Changsha, Hangzhou, Shanghai, and Beijing, several big cities either in the school or the big factories. It supports both x86 and ARM, and also support Kubernetes native. This about the ARM-enabled Android cloud applications. It has already passed the 2 releases. Now this is the 3rd one. Release 3, it runs for the Mbox, which support single instance based on the Mbox. And for the release 4, it has been based on the raw box and has the more multiple instances. Also runs the container above the VM, has the GPU support from NVIDIA. And for release 5, they are going to use the NPL Ultra server, which has a lot of cores and supposed to have much higher performance here. SmartNIC, for release 3, it has been provided OVS DPDK. And then for release 4, it has the CT-based OVS DPDK offload into the SmartNIC to accelerate the network performance and saves the computing resource and provide security management. And also, this is more for the storage case for the hyperscalers like ByteDance. And also the part of the UPF and VPC functions, it's more interesting for like China Mobile and Facebook, like load balancing, forwarding DPI, etc., offloaded into SmartNIC to enhance performance of UPF that will be deployed in carriers' edge cloud data centers. This is connected vehicle blueprint. It has been deployed with Dongfeng Group, and they have already provided this blogs about the deployment. If you go to EALTEdge newsroom, you can see the blogs. And it provides the smarter navigation and reduce traffic violation and collaborative vehicles and infrastructure systems. We're going to have automotive area workshop in end of this month. Please stay tuned. And we'll have not only the connected vehicle blueprint, but also the IVIX and also the Mac-based stable topology for cellular networks. This is IEC, IEC Type 4 AR/VR. Both the AR/VR blueprint and the connected vehicle blueprint, they use TaaS as foundation, the PaaS. ICE use IEC, and SaaS use AR/VR applications. So there are 3 other blueprints like operation guidelines, sports live, and gaming are in progress. Now available is the virtual classroom. Simulates the virtual classroom, improves online education experience. I think the app was also open sourced. Oh, by the way, the CVB connected vehicle, they are also open sourcing their applications. So this AR/VR, the applications is open sourced by Cornell University. And for this one, I think for the virtual classroom, it's very useful, especially when we are in the COVID situation. Yeah, and besides using these 2 blueprints, we happen to have the certification of Tencent Cloud. And so the certification is about to ask end users or the application builders to run your apps on your Akraino apps on the Tencent Cloud. So we give you the badges for the certification. Okay, this is about the ICN. ICN can be used for telco, for cloud, for enterprise, and for IoT. The use cases include the zero-touch provisioning, use the BPA, bare metal 3, Ironic, and bare metal providers, and libvirt providers like KVM. Also, the KubeEdge, the Kubernetes deploy is being containerized and enables nested Kubernetes. So the Kubernetes used to manage both on the cloud and above the cloud, like either bare metal provider or the Kubernetes inside a virtual machine. This one, alert for gateway and UCP blueprint. You can tell this is the original architecture. Now they are evolving to interact with Edge Gallery. This one I'm very proud is because they have been deployed in multiple tier 1 operators. This one is the network cloud and Tencent Fabric. The Tencent Fabric is a single SDN, how to say, single SDN. It was a controller, you know, Tencent Fabric. And the kernel DPDK as an IOV and the CNIs are all supported here. I think this is very close to what we have been doing as a networking companies. It offers advanced networking features supported by Tencent Fabric, like the service training, network policies, security, VRP, route, the RA, and the flow management, etc. PAE is in parallel to the industry edge I talked about earlier. It's all Kubernetes native infrastructure family. And so you can see from here, it leverages the best practice and tools from the Kubernetes community and supports both containerized and VM-based. That's why I think KubeVirt is supported here. If I don't say it, oh yes, here you go. Support for VMs via KubeVirt and containers on a common infrastructure. And also lightweight self-managing cluster based on the core OS and Kubernetes. We call it the OKD distro. This is about the REC. So REC integrates the RIC from ORAN and does the automated CD pipeline testing for the full software stack. And we are now doing regional controller, which is a feature project. So if feature project is like this, if we have blueprints here and we integrate from upstream community, if something we want to do and we take the upstream first, we go to upstream, we ask, can you do this first? They say, oh, you can develop it by yourself and you don't need to do it at the upstream community. It belongs to the somewhere else. So we just do the development project, like the feature project in Akraino, like a regional controller has been used by several blueprints for the zero-touch deployment of REC to edge sites. So this is about the Unicycle with Rover and SRIOV. And Rover means just one server. It's part of the network cloud. So it supports telco-grade applications and a wide variety of VNFs. And at that time, it was L-ship 1.2 or 1.3. Now, since we have L-ship 2.0 recently, I hope it can be upgraded to integrate L-ship 2.0. This one is more like Unicycle with OVS DPDK. Unicycle is a rack. It has more like 7 servers, like some of them for control, some of them are for the data plan. So it's based on the Dell servers to deploy the Kubernetes on the cloud and containerize the OpenStack platform over cloud using L-ship. SIBA is more for the the software-defined VoLT, if you're familiar with the XPOM access network. So I think it's being deployed in Atlanta and somewhere in Texas. The IoT and remote edge use case for the IEC Type 2, and it supports both single node deployment and the 3-node deployments. It's automated in CI. This is a foundation of many other around 10 blueprints. They use IEC Type 2 as a foundation for their edge servers. And it has been running SIBA on ARM use case and use the project like Telco as a main container networking solution, and PalmSync installation support and support SIBA charts. I think this is a great baseline foundation blueprints. And thinking about the commercial ecosystem support, I just want to highlight with you to see the Pocket deployment, community contribution focus, and lab resource provided by China Mobile. Akraino is a third-party interconnected data center company leading the PCEI. And China Mobile, they use the Akraino blueprints. They build more than 100 edge trials in the nationwide field trials. And FutureWay has contributed to KubeEdge and EALTEdge. So Ana Networks, they have done great work for the private LTE 5G and also the PCEI recently. And ARM contributed so many blueprints. It's because they are all based on the IEC Type 1 or Type 2, and also the ARM hardware and software ecosystem. And Baidu is mainly leading the AI Edge blueprint family, and they are a deployer here. So for Huawei, they built EALTEdge and the EALTEdge. Intel builds and donate many servers and drove the ICM blueprint family and enabled the Akraino R3, R4 BPs. They list here a lot of them here. And Juniper mainly contributed to the Tencent Fabric and engaged with the private LTE 5G. And Nokia produced the MicroMac blueprint and also relevant to ORAN and Network Cloud blueprint family. NVIDIA supports the, as I said, the Android Cloud, that one. So Tencent supported deploys the AR/VR 5G Max slice and the connected vehicle deployments. WeBank deployed the RuralEdge for the federated machine learning. And Wipro participated in the KNI R2 and also the proof of concept for open air interface. So for the executive summary, Akraino is an edge project targeting to address telco, cloud, enterprise, and industry IoT use cases. There are 4 missions for Akraino to create end-to-end configuration for a particular edge use case, which is complete, tested, and production deployable. And also develop a project to support such end-to-end configurations and work with a broader edge community to standardize the edge APIs and encourage vendors and other communities to validate edge applications and VNFs and CNFs on top of Akraino blueprints. So our mission to highlight repeat is to unify multiple sectors of edge, deliver tested and validated deployments, and create a framework for the industry to collaborate. And so we hope we can have this project to produce the products and have the profits for everyone in the industry and in the supply chain. So I'm just in time. I have 1 minute left. We started the 3 minutes late. Is that all the questions? Oh my God. All right.
No, not all our questions. It's just notes.
Okay.
Only a couple of them are questions. So I think you can start. Vipin, go through
Yeah.
the
Sure.
and just close
So
it. Okay.
How do you feel
so I
that
want to
Kubernetes
let's
overstacking?
Prakash, let's
Yes.
take one question and then we can ask Tina over email and then we can answer
Okay.
some of them.
Okay.
So
So I think,
the question, let me take
yeah,
one
I
question.
think parts, take the parts question.
Okay, so Akraino Blueprints uses both Airship and Starlink X projects. So what is the deciding factor when to use Airship and when to use Starlink X?
If you're okay,
Distributed versus
yes,
underlay, I think. Yeah.
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 Can I here? Okay. Oh, here you go. So let's get back to this figure. This figure. Okay. So we do have a Starlink X blueprint. It's not part of release 4. It was like a release 1 or 2. For if you're working, you want to use the network cloud family, and then you definitely use Airship 2.0. Okay. If you're using the Starlink X, it's more like it's more to the centralized data centers, and you use the Starlink X. I think they are. I wouldn't say they're not relevant at all. They're connected, but depends. I understand Starlink X is more for enterprise use cases, and the network cloud family for Airship 2.0 here for this blueprint family, it's more for telcos, like for AT&T. So the main driver for this is AT&T, Ericsson, Juniper, yeah, those companies. Dell, yeah.
Yeah, so any other project that Blueprints use, like Airship, Triple Starling X? Any other projects that you would like to point out for managing OpenStack? Yeah.
Oh, you mean any blueprints uses OpenStack?
Yes,
Uh,
for
no,
managing. For
for
managing.
managing OpenStack, any other projects that we see in Akraino except Airship, Starling, and Triple? Any other project that I may be missing? Like, I'm just asking in general.
Oh, yeah. I think K and I use the OpenStack, but I'm not sure they use Airship. And the RuralEdge Cloud, they didn't use the originally the rack and CBA, they are part of network cloud family. They were separated as a telco appliances family because they didn't use the OpenStack. Yeah. So I feel like network cloud family, they have 7 blueprints. They are the most the consumer of Airship in Akraino.
Okay, so with this, thanks, Tina. We extend our heartfelt thanks to you, Tina, for taking out time and interacting with our participants. And we really hope to have more engagements with you in the near future. And thank you, Tina, for giving us time.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Tina. Appreciate staying late at night and delivering it to all the people.
Yeah. Now I couldn't fall into sleep. All right. Have a good one.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.